latest news now. Moscow's only English-speaking hit music station.
Capital FM.
News.
Clients of the Star Bank should see their money returning in a couple of weeks at the latest. The Central Bank of Russia revoked the license of the Moscow Bank on Friday, accusing it of money laundering and having a risky financial policy. The financial organization was ranked inside the top 200 banks in the country. Part of the Green Line of the Moscow Metro is closed today due to scheduled maintenance works. Trains are not running between Belaruskaya and Novokuznetskaya stations, while Teatralnaya, Tverskaya and Mayakovskaya stations are closed to passengers. Services will be back to normal at 5:30 a.m. on Sunday. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin says the rebuilding of the Dynamo football stadium in Moscow is expected to be finished next year. The arena will be able to seat 27,000 fans. It was closed in 2011 and was the home of the Russian Premier League club Dynamo Moscow. The stadium was originally built in 1923. Moscow authorities say 37 new public libraries have opened in the capital in the last 5 years, despite people turning to computers. At the moment, there are 491 libraries spread across the country. And finally, on Friday, the dollar lost 16 kopecks against the Russian currency, with the euro adding 4 kopecks. The official exchange rate for the weekend and Monday for a dollar is 68.4 rubles, while 1 euro costs 77.2.
Weather.
Occasional snow showers, overcast skies and up to -4 degrees Celsius. That's about 24 degrees Fahrenheit are expected in Moscow tomorrow. That's all from me this hour. Dmitry Shulga in the studio. Bye for now.
Capital FM, Moscow. It's the weekend on Capital FM, Moscow.
Maintenance works. Trains are not running between Belaruskaya and Novokuznetskaya stations, while Teatralnaya, Tverskaya and Mayakovskaya stations are closed to passengers. Services will be back to normal at 5:30 a.m. on Sunday. Moscow Mayor Sergei Sobyanin says the rebuilding of the Dynamo football stadium in Moscow is expected to be finished next year. The arena will be able to seat 27,000 fans. It was closed in 2011 and was the home of the Russian Premier League club Dynamo Moscow. This stadium was originally built in 1923. Clients of the Star Bank should see their money returning in a couple of weeks at the latest. The Central Bank of Russia revoked the license of the Moscow Bank on Friday, accusing it of money laundering and having a risky financial policy. The financial organization was ranked inside the top 200 banks in the country. And finally, on Friday, the dollar lost 16 kopecks against the Russian currency, with the euro adding 4 kopecks. The official exchange rate for the weekend and Monday for a dollar is 68.4 rubles, while 1 euro costs 77.2.
Weather.
Occasional snow showers, overcast skies and up to -4 degrees Celsius. That's about 24 degrees Fahrenheit are expected in Moscow tomorrow. That's all from me this hour. Dmitry Shulga in the studio. Bye for now.
Capital FM, Moscow. It's the weekend on Capital FM, Moscow. Capital Dance Floor
Team Christoph.
on Capital FM.
Moscow's Tender Committee has announced 10 public tenders for the improvement of streets in the city center. That's according to data posted at Public Procurement Portal. The list of streets includes Voznесensky and Starovagankovsky lanes, as well as Vozdvizhenka, Znamenka, Lusinovskaya, Mytnaya and Kuznetsky Most streets. The winners of the tenders will have to fix roadways, plant trees and flowers, as well as install benches and trash bins. A train devoted to the Year of Russian Cinema will appear in the Moscow Metro. It will be running along the Circle Line starting from Thursday, March 24th. The cars of the train are decorated with rare photos, shots from popular Russian movies, and vintage cinema posters. To commemorate the launch of the train, the Moscow subway will issue 500,000 copies of tickets for 1 or 2 rides with a special festive movie design. Head of the Russian Orthodox Church, Patriarch Kirill, denounced as heresy those human rights that he said contradicted the Bible and proclaimed fighting them the goal of his church. The Patriarch did not specify, though, which human rights he found offensive, but called for Russian Orthodox believers to defend their faith. A passenger Boeing of Russia's Utair Air Company safely landed at Moscow's Vnukovo Airport at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday after spending about 2 hours in mid-air preparing for an emergency landing. There were 112 passengers on board the plane. It was reportedly flying at an altitude of 2 kilometers over Obninsk and Serpukhov to burn out fuel. And finally, there's no end to the winter in sight as weather forecasters are predicting minus temperatures and snow every day this week until the weekend. With light snow forecasted for today, it's likely to hit even hotter tomorrow with a covering of up to 10 centimeters on the city's streets. Moscow authorities say thousands of snowplows are on standby to clear roads and pavements. 3 points out of a possible 10 now on the Moscow roads, around 45 minutes each way to and from Vnukovo Airport, 40 minutes to and about an hour from Sheremetyevo, and about an hour both ways to and from Domodedovo Airport.
Weather.
Cloudy skies and some light snow in the afternoon today, with the temperatures standing at around minus 3 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Evgeny Sukhoy in the studio. More news in the next hour.
Capital FM, Moscow.
Capital FM.
Back to the music. Now. Latest news now. Moscow's only English-speaking hit music station.
Capital FM.
News.
Ticket prices may rise due to new levies introduced by Moscow's airports and air carriers. The Vedomosti Business Daily reported takeoff and landing fees at Domodedovo Airport have increased 15% and the aviation security fee has increased 26%. At Sheremetyevo Airport, levies will be raised on the 1st of April. Ukrainian chocolate tycoon and current President Petro Poroshenko wants to sell his Russian factory in the Russian town of Lipetsk. Buyers in Russia have not shown any interest due to the company's multi-million ruble tax debt. According to the Ukraine's constitution, the country's president cannot be engaged in any paid entrepreneurial activity. Russia is one of the biggest chocolate factories in the world, producing 450,000 tons per year. Moscow's tender committee has announced 10 public tenders for the improvement of streets in the city center. That's according to data posted on the public activity portal. The list of streets includes Voznесensky and Starovagankovsky lanes, as well as Vozdvizhenka, Znamenka, Lyusinovsky, Mitna and Kuznetsky most streets. The winners of the tenders will have to fix roadways, plant trees and flowers, as well as install benches and trash bins. The Rostov region's Donetsk court has found Nadezhda Savchenko guilty of death of Russian journalist near Ukraine's Lugansk. Earlier, Savchenko said she would appeal the court's decision. Voicing of the verdict continues and is expected to take 2 days, so the term for Savchenko is expected to be announced tomorrow. And all Moscow's railway stations until the end of the year will be equipped with charging stands for electronic gadgets, according to Moscow's main website, referring to the Russian Railways company. Paveletsky, Savilovsky, Kazansky and Yaroslavsky train stations will have 2 such stands, which will be able to serve a few people at a time. The company plans to later install 353 charging stations across Russia.
Traffic.
3 points out of possible 10 on the roads this hour. Driving time to and from Vnukovo Airport is about 1 hour both ways, 15 minutes to Sheremetyevo, and about the same to the city. Over an hour to Domodedovo, 1 hour and 20 minutes from the airport to the city center. It's cloudy, some light snow is expected throughout the day, with the temperature standing at -3 degrees Celsius at 27 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's it from me, Yulia Bokova. Do stay tuned for more.
Capital FM, Moscow.
Capital FM.
Back to the music. Now.